Hi, Eric and Sarah. I did read the instructions. I read the directions. What I want to give advice about today is about focus. Now, it's funny because everybody talks about that. A friend of mine says he's seen more entrepreneurs die of indigestion than of starvation. But the problem with this kind of advice is that it's easier to hear than it is to actually take. Everybody says, of course, we have to focus, and yet next shiny opportunity that comes along, nobody does. And the reason that is because you have to know this advice in your heart, in your head, and in your hands. So by that I mean, I often use a technique that was started in Intuit and then used by Google while they were growing, called objectives and key results. The objective is the heart. It says, let's go be awesome. The key results is the head. That's how you measure it. And then the hands is checking in and reminding yourself what your objective is every Monday, every Friday, every day between those, and Saturday and Sunday if you're an entrepreneur. Now, the reality is that if you're a lean startup, you have one objective, which is to get to product market fit. But you're often going to find a wide variety of trying to do that. So it's possible that maybe you've discovered that there's a market that's particularly wonderful, and you're going to go after that market. But then your entire team is like, why are we going after that market? That's not why I signed up. And you have to give them something very inspirational to aim at. So the example I often use was, sadly, a young startup that I was working with when I was teaching my class on Lean. And they wanted to be a coffee startup. They wanted to connect coffee growers with big companies. And they found out that the restaurants that they had originally aimed at weren't interested in buying that, so they had to go to the distributors. And their whole team was very angry. They're like, why are you getting into bed with these big business guys? You know, that's against our rule. And they had to create a very passionate vision of how getting into business with the distributors was going to help these little coffee growers finally make it. But it was funny because along this way, they kept getting distracted by everything. You know, it was, hey, this, co-working space wants to put on an event, and so on and so on and so on. And they just didn't have that vision. And then the next quarter, they decided to do it again, but this time every Monday they said, hey guys, don't forget, we're going after distributors. These are our numbers. This is what we're trying to accomplish. And what are your key priorities to make it? And they go over it every week and they question each other. And then every Friday they'd celebrate what they'd done. And suddenly the next quarter they were focused, they were starting to make money, they did a lot better. So in order to make Lean Startup really a reality, you really have to get people inspired. You have to give them clear goals to hit, and most of all, you have to give them a path and keep them on that path every day. Thanks, folks.